Alright, how's it going, YouTube? So today I am going to make a big batch of barbecue sauce, which I'm going to can up in my pressure canner. You can water bath can it, but I just feel much safer pressure canning it. I asked you guys last night if you guys wanted to see this, because I know I've done my almost Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce before on video, and I didn't want to repeat it for you guys and bore you guys, but majority of you said yes, that you wanted to see it. So here I am. I turned on the camera, and so I'm going to go ahead and make a giant batch of this, and I'm going to can it up in pints, because that's kind of the size that we use it in. Quarts, I mean, if you use a lot of barbecue sauce, you can do it in quarts. But here in my house, usually a pint will, you know, barbecue chicken or anything else. And if I needed more, I can always just open up 2 pints. So pints keep a little bit better too, at least in my fridge, if you're opening it up, say for chicken sandwiches or something like that. So, all right, guys, so let's get going. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to add is 4 cups of ketchup. And then to this I'm adding 3 cups of brown sugar, and I am adding my own homemade brown sugar. Then we are adding 1.5 cups of molasses. I love molasses. I know some people don't, but I just love it. Okay. Then we are adding 1 cup of apple cider vinegar. Three-quarter cups of water. Alright, then we're going to add 3 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. So 3 tablespoons of that. There we go. Okay, then you're going to need 4 tablespoons of ground mustard. There we go. Alright, next we're going to use 3 tablespoons of smoked paprika, and if I know it's pricey, this is not a cheap spice, but I tell you, treat yourself and get some, because it's amazing. So 3 tablespoons of that, and it's really, I mean, it just gives the sauce, oh, just such great taste. Okay, then we are going to add 2 teaspoons of granulated garlic. Then we're going to add, now you can add cayenne pepper to this. My kids, you know, I make the sauce mainly for my kids, you know, to like it and enjoy it. And they don't like anything super spicy, so I use chili powder. So I'm going to go ahead and add 2 teaspoons of chili powder. Now I'm going to go ahead and add 2 tablespoons of pickling and canning salt. Because I'm canning this, I'm going to use the canning salt because it's pure. If you are just making this, of course, just to make a big batch and put it in your fridge, you don't need to use this, but I am canning it, so 2 tablespoons of canning salt. And then last but not least, a tablespoon of black pepper. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put this on the heat. Probably medium. And I'm going to go ahead and mix this about. Let me get you aimed more in here. You can see it a little better. There we go. Alright. So, if you like and enjoy the original Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, you will enjoy this barbecue sauce recipe. It is very close. It's a bit thinner. If you like it thick, if you're canning it, leave it as is. And then when you open the jar, if you like it thicker, you can always reheat it on the stove and add a slurry to it. So just add like a 1/4 cup of water and a tablespoon of cornstarch, and you can thicken it up that way. I happen to really like this consistency. Sweet Baby Ray's is a bit on the thick side for me, so I quite enjoy, you know, having it a little thinner. Of course, when we bring this to a boil, you can simmer it and reduce it a bit, but you don't want it too thick because, of course, we're canning it. So, but this is a favorite in this house. Now, to blend this, you might want to grab a whisk, which is what I'm going to do. And gently whisk this up. I need one of those silicone whisks for this pot. I try not to touch the bottom very much, but just want to make sure that all that sugar dissolves and all the spices dissolve in here. And this is it. So I am going to bring this to a boil, a light boil. You don't want to, this isn't something that you want to, it's kind of like spaghetti sauce, you know, you just don't want it to just go wild and crazy. But we want to bring it up to a boil and make sure that all of the sugar is dissolved. Make sure that the flavors taste good. Taste it, test it out, tweak it if you want to tweak it a bit. I've been using this barbecue sauce for, has it been 2 years now? I think it's been 2 years, almost 2 years, 1.5 years. And we love it here, so it has saved me a lot of money. Now, of course, if you see Sweet Baby Ray's on sale and you enjoy it, buy it. That's one of those products that seem to only go on sale during the summer months, and then all fall and winter long, it's full price. So it's great to make yourself a batch and can it up, and so you have it on your pantry shelf anytime you want it or need it. So now I'm just going to go ahead and kind of let this chill out and warm up and come to a boil, and I will be back when I can it, because hopefully Mina will stay sleeping and I'll have a chance to throw this in the canner. If not, I'll be bringing you back tonight when Matt comes home and I got an extra pair of hands to hold her. Alright guys, I'll be back. Okay, now I'm prepping my canner. I have my barbecue sauce, came to a nice light boil, simmered it a little bit, got the flavor just wonderful in there. And now we're ready to can, although Mina is waking up. So I might have to pause. Right, so we have 3 inches of water in my canner. I'm going to turn this on, and I'm just going to put it on low for right now. As I start filling my jars, I'm going to fill my jars up with my barbecue sauce, put them in my canner. Then I will kind of put the lid on, get it ready to go. That's when I'll crank up the heat, but not before then. Right now I just want to keep the water nice and warm, and so I'm not chucking my jars when they're going in, because I do have my jars soaking right now in very hot water. Hot sauce is going into hot jars, going into a hot canner, not a canner that's cold, full of cold water. So, all right, let's get going here. Now, just a quick side note here. I am going to add a little bit of Vaseline. You can add oil to your canner. I have gotten better results with the Vaseline than I have with the oil, as far as my canner not kind of, you know, getting stuck when you try to take the lid off. For the All-American canners, you know, I have a whole video on how I prep my canner and the reason why you need to prep it, but it does not have a seal. The seal is metal on metal, okay? Unlike the Presto, where you have a rubber ring, rubber seal. So you want to make sure that when you use your canner, it is lubricated, because otherwise you will seal your lid to your canner. And I've had a friend whose wife actually did that. So, and then you have to get a whole replacement for it. So, you know, this is part of the maintenance on an All-American canner, but to me it's well worth it. But I just personally have had better, I've tried it both ways. Actually, I've tried vegetable oil, I've tried it with olive oil, and then I've tried it with Vaseline or petroleum jelly. And the petroleum jelly just works better, in my opinion, in my experience. You use what you want. Some people don't feel comfortable using that because, you know, you're processing food, but I don't use my pressure canner as a pressure cooker, so food never gets in here. The food stays in the jars, and of course you're only using it on the seal, you're not using it within the canner. So you know, the petroleum jelly never touches anything inside the canner. It's all just on the seal. So anyway, I hadn't used my canner in a while, so I figured, even though before I put it up on the shelf, I prepped it just because I knew it would be sitting while I was pregnant. But I went ahead and added some more anyway, just so I don't have any problems. And of course, just use regular petroleum jelly. No name brand is fine too. I picked up this little one from the trial bin, you know, like the travel sizes. So I just keep that for my canner only. All right, let's get going. Alrighty, we are ready to go here. So my jars just came out of some pretty hot water. So they're a little hot. Now, unlike when we use water bath canning, these don't have to sit and sterilize in the hot water, the water bath canner, which is nice, because when you pressure can, you basically preserve food at a temperature, which is 240 degrees, much higher than boiling water can ever get, and it sterilizes the jar even on the inside, from the inside out, and it's wonderful. All right, so we are going to fill these jars to about a 1/4 inch head space. And let me go get my vinegar. All right. Check your head space here. And it is perfect. Go ahead and wipe off the rim. And And a ring. I have my lids and rings sitting in hot water. So fingertip tight, and that is it. So I'm going to lift this up and show you guys what it looks like. And in the canner we go. Alright, so let's do another one. I need an extra set of hands. I need one of you guys to come on over and hold Mina for me while I can. I can't wait till she's at the age where, you know, she can actually, like, play in something. Because right now she's kind of at the age where, fill this up a little bit more. She's kind of at the age where, she's just bored. She's bored and she wants you to hold her and entertain her and play with her. Because she can't sit up yet. And, you know, any of that. So, alright, I'm going to finish this jar. Then I'm going to go and tend to her. Maybe let her come sit in here with me. So, alright. Got that. Fingertip tight. And jar number 2 goes right into the canner. And I will be right back, you guys. Alright guys, so I have Mina settled down for a little bit, but I am going to rush through filling up my jars here. And I go faster if I don't talk. But I'm going to get these all set and in my canner, and when I do, I will bring you guys back and we will finish this up. We'll get this going, let it do its thing, and I'll sit in my dining room and watch my canner, because you never want to leave your canner alone, especially pressure canning. Never ever leave your canner unattended. So I'm just going to camp out in the dining room and feed her, and let my canner do its thing. Okay. Double check. Fingertip tight. Alright, I'm going to keep going and I'll let you know how many pints I end up with. Alright guys, so I cleaned my rims already. And I have 5.5 pints. So, which is not a big deal. So I'm going to put the 5, this is number 4, number 5, okay, and this one is going to go in my fridge. You can see my jars in the canner, and you can see that the water level has risen. That is normal because you're putting jars in your canner. Of course, the jars are exposed. They are not underwater like you would want if you were water bath canning. Pressure canning is a totally different beast. So definitely do your research before you get going on pressure canning. But I love, love, love pressure canning. So I'm a huge advocate. If you really want to save money and really cook good food for your family, pressure canning is the way to go. So, alright, Mina is crying again. So I've got to feed her. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my lid on. Alright, I'm going to lock it. I'm going to adjust it so that it's even all the way around. Okay. So I went ahead and I added some Vaseline on my little screw knobs here, just in case, because like I said, it's been sitting up in my cabinet for quite a few months now. So you want to crank this down, right? And you, on the All-American, you do it on opposite sides. Okay. Make sure these are cranked. All right. Nice and tight and ready to go. So I'm going to turn this on high, and I'm going to allow that water in there get nice and hot. I'm going to wait for this little guy right here to start spitting out steam, and once the steam comes out nice and at a nice steady flow, we will go ahead and well, I'll bring you back when we get to that part. I won't get too far ahead, just for any newbies out there. But that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to crank up the heat and wait for this to steam. And when it does, I'll bring you back and tell you the next step. Let's see, can you see the steam? See how it's coming out nice and steady? All right, so that's an important step you cannot miss. And now that we have that steady stream, we are going to time it for 10 minutes. And that's what we call venting. So I'm going to go ahead and set my timer for 10 minutes. Let this steam on. And when 10 minutes is up, I'm going to go ahead and put the weight on. And here in Michigan, we use 10 pounds of pressure. If you're in a higher elevation, you would use 15. I don't know who uses 5. I guess really low-lying levels would use 5. I don't know. If you use 5 pounds of pressure, comment down below, because I'd like to know. It's usually 10 or 15. So here in Michigan, we are 10. So after 10 minutes, I'm going to put the weight on with the number 10 downwards like that. And I'm going to wait for this to start jiggling. It'll kind of rattle. I'll bring you back. You can see it in my other videos. But it'll jiggle. And once it jiggles, I know it's ready to start my processing time. Now these are pints, so I'm going to process them for 20 minutes. If I was doing quarts, I'd do 25. And that is it. I'll process them for the 20 minutes and shut off my canner. Allow the pressure to come down. What I love about the All-American canner is that it does have a gauge on here, which I will, I'm just going to take you off of here. It has a gauge here, so you can see exactly what temperature you are at. While we can, it will reach 240 degrees at 10 pounds of pressure, between 10 and 11 pounds of pressure. And then we will slowly watch this gauge cool down as this depressurizes. And we will not attempt to open this canner until it gets back down to 0, at which time I will remove the weight, make sure that there's no additional steam that comes out before I attempt to take this lid off. But that's about it. That is pressure canning, and I absolutely love it. And for me, it's addicting. I could literally stay here in my kitchen and just keep canning. Okay, guys, so now my canner is jiggling. Hear it? So, yep. All right, we're going to let this kind of calm down. All right, so we went ahead and turned down the heat. I found the sweet spot, and I want that weight to jiggle 1 to 4 times per minute. Not more, not less. If it's less, it's not going to be canning properly, and you have to start all over. So you want to really keep an eye on this. So it's kind of just coming down now. All right, slowing down. So we have started our time. Our processing time is 20 minutes, and I will be back, like I said, when these jars are ready to come out of the canner, which will be in a couple hours. Alright guys, so my canner has been sitting here for about 2 hours. It's come off of pressure. The gauge reads 0. I'm going to lift the weight off. And it's still steaming, so I'm not even going to Well, I guess I can't open it now because there's no more steam. But typically I would probably even just let this rest even longer. But I'm going to... Is it hot?
These aren't bad.
Can you do it? Mm-hmm. Oh, you're going to do it for me? Oh, thank you, honey.
But I won't talk while I'm doing it.
Stop that.
Those are the haters.
No, just
the
one.
trolls.
Just one troll.
I'm just kidding.
There's always a troll one day. Every day there's something.
Trolls are weak. Faceless.
All right, so wait now. You're going to... Don't you burn yourself. Crank, you have to crank it. Okay. And pull it away from you.
Let it vent on the side so you don't burn your face.
So, we're going to go ahead and pull these out.
Now that canner you can tell has been used. You got that brown ring around your little steamer vent.
Where's the canner here?
You're a cannon queen, that's for sure.
And we've had a little bit of drippage, which is normal for liquid.
Right. Just because of the pressure, it pushes some of it out, correct, while it's sealing? We have barbecue sauce back in the hizzy, baby.
We do. So I'm going to, well, first I'm going to show you inside of the canner.
Even the barbecue water smells good.
It is slightly brown because some will get squeezed out during the processing. But like I said, that happens when you're doing liquids. It will happen with your spaghetti sauce too, so be prepared on that. And there you have it. There's 5 pints. Well, five and a half. This one's going to go right into the fridge. But 5 pints to put up on the pantry shelf. And I told Matt, if I have some extra time, even tonight, I'll make another batch and do another canning session when Mina goes to bed. But I don't know if that will happen. But I do have enough seasonings and stuff probably to do another, I don't know, another couple of canning sessions. So we'll see. Yeah. That some of that has oozed out while it was sealing.
Thick, sticky goodness.
Alright guys, so that is it. 5 pints for my pantry shelf. I am happy with that. This is, you know, this is probably 6 months supply of barbecue sauce, maybe, you think? 4? 4 months supply? Maybe?
Really? You think?
You think it'll last that long?
No.
You'll go through, we'll go through it faster.
We do barbecue about once a week.
I know, we go through a lot of barbecue sauce. Alright, so I will definitely have to do another canning session or two. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you give this recipe a try and can it up. Comment below, or better yet, make me a video response. And, yeah, alright, I'll be seeing you again. Bye guys.